I'm glad the story was written sort of firsthand from a narrator who heard it from someone who else or that heard it from the person it happens to. It made things looser and a little less concrete, which I think helps horror-wise. Like, we don't get a scene where the wife starts screaming and goes mad. We just hear that, oh, around this time she went mad, how interesting. It really lets the horror creep up on you in a gradual way rather than be really in your face.
Yes, the horror really does build slowly in this one. There's nothing terribly overt until the very end.
Thanks for reading it, everyone. I don't want to take up all your time with the story, so we can move on to poems or whatever you like. I'm glad we got to read this.
Yeah, it was a good idea, Yuri. Well, as Yuri suggests, shall we move on to poems? Obviously, I wasn't here last week, exactly, but I did manage to write a poem today after I came back. I, didn't know what the theme for the week was, though, so hopefully you can forgive that.
Oh, that's fine. I forgot to assign a theme for the week. We neglect all sorts of things by accident when you're not here.
I'm sure you guys did fine. Anyway, I'll go first, since I sort of skipped last week. What do you mean, sort of? Nothing. Here's my poem.
Does she mean how we got her poem in the aftermath?
Lost and confused. Sleep is a taste of death, but just a taste. I'm still here, even when I dream, even if it's completely disconnected. It's some kind of reality, some kind of me that isn't me. And that's something much better to be someone I don't recognize, in a place I've never been, in a story I don't understand, and not at all. So I guess you were kind of unsettled by being gone for a while, huh? Yeah, I guess I was. Ended up writing about a thing I always tended to write about. But actually, the poem is really about me not thinking it's that bad. When I got back here, I reflected on how I felt when I was gone. And I thought, well, better to feel weird distributed consciousness than nothing at all, I guess. So the poem's kind of about that. Well, I'm glad you're back. With your regular self. Me too.
Yet the poem is not lost and confused.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Is that all the feedback?
For now, yes. I am thinking on the poem. Ask me again later.
I will.
I think I'm starting to get how you use the indentation thing.
Well, I use it for different purposes from poem to poem, but how do you mean?
Well, in this poem at least, you kind of use it like a semicolon. You're saying, this line is a thought added on to the line under it. This is not a new concept. You have to read the indented line in light of what comes above it.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's definitely what I'm doing here. She's been coding too much. What does this have to do with coding? Oh, a lot of coding, especially the kind Monica does. You have to use indented lines to show that one line belongs to the one above it. So it's kind of a coding syntax thing leaking into her poetry, I think.
How do you not know this, Natsuki? Haven't you made mods too?
Really? I think that's pretty cool. Is cool really the right word to describe it? Yeah, totally. You've been working so long in the digital realm that it now adds to your art. I think that's pretty badass. Well, I'm glad you think so. Who'll go next?
Me! Okay, grab that bar. Forgotten. What did I do wrong? 1 minute I was out in the world living a happy life. The next I was here. I must have done something wrong, but I can't think of what. I was just made to come here. They never explained what I did wrong. They just threw me in here and locked the door. The others say I'll never know what I did wrong. They never say. They just forget about you.
This was creepy, MC. What made you write this? It's like you're in prison or something.
Yeah, basically. I had a dream that this poem was about a couple nights ago. I had a dream that this poem was about a couple nights ago. What? It's kind of hard to remember now, but I was thrown in prison for no good reason that I could tell. And I didn't even know for how long until time started to drag on and I realized I could be in there forever. It was pretty scary. And yeah, kind of creepy. Sorry, bud.
That's okay. You're allowed to write creepy poems. We just get so many already and you're not the one who usually writes them.
True.
The storylines of each stanza are all thematically related. Nothing that does much to focus the poem and organize it. Poems about dreams can be very difficult. Not to spoil anything, but my poem this week is also about my dreams. Although about me dreaming in general, rather than a particular one. When I write about specific dreams I've had, it often ends up rather disjointed and loose. Even more so than usual for one of my poems. But giving a bit of structure to the poem really heightens its impact here. Well done.
Thanks, Yuri.
Creepy stuff, MC. Sorry, I'm not sure what else to say about it. It definitely made me feel weird and uncomfortable. Which was probably how you felt in the dream. very creepy. Yes, indeed. But effective. It really gets across that feeling of desperate abandonment and hopelessness. It's such a hopeless situation that it makes you feel a little panicky.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for going along with my weird, creepy poem.
It was really good, MC, not just weird. Who's next?
I will go, especially since I've already started talking about mine.
Okay, get to the bar.
Dreams. When I lay in bed at night, then I disappear. I close my eyes and try to sleep, and then I am oblivion, and it might as well be for all eternity, though it is only for a few hours. And in that oblivion, I swim. In purple and black waters, they don't make a sound, they do not splash. They are all around me, everywhere. They leach into my skin, into my muscles, into my mind, soothing and blanking, smoothing and relaxing, until they awaken afresh and exist again.
Oh, hey, I thought it was going to be more like MC's poem, but it ended up being more about the same topic I wrote about.
Yes, although mine has perhaps a slightly more positive outlook.
As usual.
I don't feel like you're so negative all the time, are you?
Well, no, not all the time. Just some of the time. Anyway, what did everyone else think? So with the purple and black waters thing, do you actually visualize being asleep as being purple and black? Or is that just a reference to your favorite color?
It is how I actually visualize it. Sleep to me seems very deep, dark purple and black, in a gentle, friendly sort of way.
I see.
I know not everyone visualizes abstract concepts with colors, yes, but sleep really does seem that way to me. The way I think about it is this. Sometimes I remember the moments I'm closest to sleep without actually being asleep. Like the latest I can remember laying in bed before I fell asleep. Or when I'm more or less asleep, but some noise in the real world is waking me up gradually. In those moments, I feel like I can directly experience sleep. And for some reason, it just feels very dark purple and black.
What about the water soaking into your body thing? Is that how sleep feels like to you?
Well, not exactly. But it is receptive, somehow, and that's what I was trying to get across. You lay there, and are enveloped, and it soothes you.
With the water, it makes it sound dangerous, like you'd drown.
Maybe so. I wonder if that is what death is like. Drowning in the waters of sleep, so that you remain there forever. But that could be an entirely different poem. Sayori, do you have any thoughts?
I think it sounds really nice. It makes sleep seem really peaceful. Which it is. If you're not having a nightmare or something. You just are without really experiencing anything. Very quiet, very nice. I think the poem gets that across really well. Anyway, how about I show you guys mine?
Tomorrow, got it.
A rainbow. I love rainbows. They're so big and colors, so colorful. I feel like I could climb up and slide down one, and the rainbow makes it like a slip and slide. I'd get dizzy as I fell out of the sky, and as I slid down, the sun would get dry, until I landed back on the ground, and the sun dried up the clouds, and the rainbow said goodbye for now. Another thing I like about rainbows is that you can't really ride them at all. They're not really there, but they're something that makes you happy. It only exists for you, depending on where you're standing. I'm not sure if this is a happy one or not. Like, it goes on about how great rainbows are, but then at the end it kind of subverts it. But then it tells you that the subversion is actually good? Not sure. Yeah, I'd say it's good. It's about being happy with yourself in the end.
Very interesting. Even when you are writing about a completely happy topic, you can't help but make it bittersweet.
Almost everything about my life is bittersweet. It's hard not to make things seem that way.
Well, I like the poem. It has your classic style.
Thanks. So how's it ended up happy exactly? I do get that sense in the tone, but I'm not sure what the words are telling me exactly. So a rainbow is pretty and nice, and I like them. But a rainbow isn't real, it's just an illusion. But then I think, hey, I'm doing a thing that really is just a weird byproduct of my senses and refraction.
Refraction isn't that hard of a word.
Refraction, yeah.
So it makes you happy to think that because rainbows are really an illusion, that's just a byproduct of where you're standing. Your eyes, you're giving yourself happiness in a way.
Yeah. It's like, it's not a tangible thing, like food or you or something like that. It's just my brain making me happy in a weird way. For once. And that's nice.
Yeah, I bet that seems like a welcome change. Very nice poem, Bun.
Well, looks like it's about time for me to wrap up this rodeo.
Rodeo?
Yeah, it's like a cowboy skills competition. They have them in Spain and North America.
I know what they are, but you just use the strangest idioms sometimes.
Anyway, here's my poem. Objectify. I walked onto a porch and I saw an old wooden stool. It was beat up and old. It used to be dark brown, but now it was all bleached and spotted and blinked. The circular part on top where you sit had part of it broken off in a clean line straight up and down. Just the left 1/6 of it, or so. Like that part had been meant to be broken off and someone had lost a piece. One of the legs had a crack in it, a small crack about 1 centimeter long, way up high near the seat. It looked like no one had sat on it in years, so I sat on it, and it worked great.
I detect a possible metaphor about how people are more than they appear.
Actually, no, this time it's just literally about the stool. I honestly thought this old beat-up stool wasn't going to be any good, but then it worked great. I was filled with a strange sense of respect and admiration, so I wrote the poem. I like this one a lot. Yeah? Yeah! I like how it turns out the stool is still useful and sound. It's just a feel-good story, and one you kind of don't really expect. I really like those.
I really like the specific picture Natsuki gives us. It's really easy to visualize the stool. She even gives us physical measurements. I think that's really important to the poem. You need to understand really intuitively how messed up the stool is. That way, you're more surprised and delighted when it turns out to be fine.
That's a really good point, MC. Classic building something up to pay it off. When you want to make a point with something you're writing, it's more impactful if you stretch out or emphasize why the point matters beforehand. In fiction, this means you can spend a long time establishing someone's character before they suddenly act out of character for dramatic emphasis. Or in this poem, you can spend a long time describing how decrepit something is before simply stating that it works fine anyway. That's definitely building something up to pay it off in an effective way. And I guess that's Monica's writing tip for the day. Shall we get to the emails? Yeah! Okay, be warned, they're mostly pretty long this week.
Oh, that's fine.
Just give me a minute to set up.
Long emails. Here we go.
All set, boss. Alright then, here we go with the first one.
Well, it is nice to be back writing questions and general stuff to you guys again. Let me hit some of the big points. Sayori, apparently since your required games of taste have flashy colors and stuff, might I suggest a Minecraft story mode? Might make this question about chicken-sized zombies and zombie-sized chickens more clear. And if it doesn't interest you yet, shall I mention that your best friend in that game is an adorable baby pig?
I've never been that interested in Minecraft, I guess. Which is weird, it seems like I should be into it. It does have my whole vibe. But I'm just not really that creative a person, I guess, outside of poetry maybe.
Oh, nonsense. You're like into arts and crafts and stuff. Side stories lore.
I've never tried story mode. I do like adorable baby pigs, so maybe I'll give it a shot.
Yuri, I noticed a lot of questions concerning what roles you'd take up in a mythical setting, and I am glad to say I think I got you all nailed down in terms of a certain game called Metopia. You were the thief. Knife, duh. Sayori was the cleric, Monica was the mage, and Natsuki wasn't a bard, but rather a chef who could either heal her teammates or hit the enemy with a literal flaming frying pan like a badass. So no bard for her. Anyway, what's your knife count now? Since it's been a few months, I take it since you were last asked.
As with most video games, I have not heard of this one. But your choices seem appropriate. My knife count is currently 120, even. I have tried to focus on quality over quantity in my recent collecting, even more so than usual. If for no other reason than I am running low on storage space for knives. But the story of where I keep my knives is for another time.
Natsuki, the reason why we are here, it's one of life's greatest mysteries. Even though you didn't get that reference, and despite the fact I can't find that source that says Bumblebee can fly in his robot mode naturally, I checked around for half an hour. I'll hold off on all the jobbies, since you can actually appreciate batting. I don't know what that is. I'll concede and let it slide. And hey, you won't have to... Oh wait, is that bending on the ink machine? Probably is. You won't have to worry about me teasing you about how you and Yuri should be a couple, since Yuri is doing that job well enough for me. Thanks, Yuri.
Oh, I got your reference. I just toasted counter with another, different reference. Such are my ways.
Also, you're very welcome, emailer.
Yeah, get it out of your system.
MC, how's it going, my dude? I also have a kinship with Luigi. He's clearly superior to Red Luigi. Anyway, to you, G4 is. Yeah, I'm sort of the Luigi of DDLC when you think about it. Sorry, I didn't know who SMG4 is. But fortunately, I can do internet searching. I found his channel. Seems like a funny guy. I don't know if I have time for this one. No, I've got time. Miss Ida. It's Mrs. Ida. No. While it's unclear as to how many videos actually use science to figure things out, might I suggest a YouTuber by the name of MapPat. He has 3 channels, all pertaining to separate categories, and I think you would get a kick out of any of videos with pure science, like the bottle flip video he made. Just don't go throwing hammers and doors to test momentum unless you're in a proper place where it is fine to do so.
Huh. Miss Ida. There's an email for you.
Oh, I see. I'm Miss Ida, by the way, not married yet. Oh, so he has a science channel. I'll have to check it out. Give me a moment. Oh, I see. This is more like theories of video games are relating to meme culture. To some extent, anyway. I see he has some videos about our game. I guess I'm more of a hard science person, but I'm in favor of anything that means people understand more science when they started. If he talks about Newtonian mechanics in the bottle flip video, he's doing good work. Even if I am much more enthusiastic about chemistry than physics. Thanks for the recommendation.
Monica, well, look at what has happened in these past few months. DLC Plus is a thing, and by the time this comment gets read for the next season's emails, it will be a couple months old. Regardless, I'm hyped beyond measure. I hope that with this, the community will grow in popularity and things will be more prosperous for those of us who are already a part of the community. Anyway, I'm glad we love the same flavored ice cream. I also just retired as an air cadet recently. Good part of my childhood. But I do agree that I would prefer not being in the military, as it not existing would be a preferred way of living. Or preferred. And Legos are great. Pretty great, rather. Still have my Lego Minecraft collection on my dresser. Still adding to it, too. Anyway, I guess I should ask you a question. How are you feeling today? Love you! Oh, well, unfortunately, we're out of time for Monica's response, so we'll see it next time. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you next time with more Club Meetings Season 3. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.